What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Wednesday night live stream. Now, as many of you guys know, MACNA is fast approaching. I'm super excited for it. You can got my MACNA shirt on. And right now I have Kevin and Joanne on from MASNA to kind of talk about it and answer a bunch of different questions around MACNA. I know lots of people, some of you haven't been before, it's your first time, or you just want to check out a show, want to know what it's about. So it'll be a kind of a good opportunity to dig into some questions and figure about what's so great about the show, what it's all about. And if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments as we go. Who are you entering? We have Kevin and Joanne on right now. Welcome, guys. Thank you for coming on today.
Welcome. Thanks so much. Glad to be here.
Hi, Devin. It's great to have you. Thanks.
Awesome. So just a couple kind of quick questions. The kind of history. So MASNA's been around for a long time, and I know MACNA has been around. Same thing as the 30th anniversary. So how did you guys get started? Like, how did MASNA come to be in the first place?
I'll let Kevin take this one since he is the
Older than Masna, and I'm sorry, but Joanne can take it away.
Well, so MACNA and MASNA, so we're two different organizations. Well, one organization operating a second event somewhat. And MASNA is the Marine Aquarium Societies of North America. So we're an organization that's been around since 1992, technically. And really our focus is to bring hobbyists and the industry together to act sustainably and do great things in the marine aquarium hobby. And then taking that to MACNA, to the MACNA level. This year is our 30th year for MACNA, and it is going to be just a huge anniversary celebration for us, right? Because MACNA was started in 1989, oddly enough, in Toronto, Canada. So go Canada! And but we're super excited to just blow the doors open on MACNA this year. This is the first one that is solely operated by MASNA, where we all know, many of us know that MACNA was historically operated by local clubs, and then MASNA would assist with that operation of the event. But this year is solely operated by MASNA without any club involvement. I mean, we do still have lots of clubs and volunteers helping us out throughout the event, and they're essential for us to get this off the ground because MASNA is honestly a volunteer-run organization. So, but it's not, we're trying to help use the MASNA organization to give everybody the same conference year over year and the same awesome year over year. So,
No, that's awesome. I'm excited for it. So, someone that's never been to a show before, has never been to MACNA, what can they expect? If I've never been there, someone brand new, they're excited, they want to come meet a bunch of other fish hobbyists. Like, what can they expect when they come to it?
Probably the number one thing I tell everybody is you're not going to do it all in one day. And that is one of the reasons why MACNA is 3 days and not just one. There are so many exhibitors to visit, so many speakers to see. You're going to be going in and out of the exhibit hall, running into the speaker rooms to see a quick, your favorite speaker teach you about lighting or additives or something amazing. I don't know. I'm probably going to stock the cuttlefish presentation here and there. But just nerd out on things like that. Plus, you'll go jump into some workshops, learn a few things there, interact with new friends. You're going to be bumping into people up and down the hallways that you've Facebooked with or met on Reef to Reef. And I usually take my little lanyard and put my username on it so people actually know who I am, because
that's a good idea, actually.
We all don't really talk to each other by our real names most of the time. So, but it's really like this 3-day confluence of everybody getting together, hanging out in the same place, talking fish morning and night, and you don't have anybody rolling their eyes at you from across the table.
Oh, okay. If any of you guys have been in the hobby long enough, and you're probably obsessed to a certain chunk, I'm sure a lot of you have had that type of thing where they're like, oh, they're sick of hearing your fish talk. So one awesome thing about the shows is you can actually talk about it 24/7. No one's going to get sick of it, and you can geek out with all your other fish friends, which is really cool. For me, there is, at least in Canada, there isn't as big of a reefing scene or big shows where I am, at least. So I really love going to the shows because it's just like an awesome atmosphere to connect with so many people. So yeah, that just kind of made me laugh. And you put your username on there. I'm totally gonna be wearing one of the ReefDudes shirts when I go.
Right. Yeah. Well, and for me, also just kind of a self-serving reason to go to MACNA and all of these huge conferences is I get to see things that I don't normally see at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our LFS are always, you know, torn between what they can bring in and what they've got space for on the shelf and what they can take in as inventory. And buying things sight unseen off the internet is always a fun risk. So being able to be there and touch and feel all this great new equipment and see the corals firsthand that some of these vendors are bringing in that you can take home, it is just amazing. You get that instant satisfaction. You fill your little cooler, you go home and just go nuts. I mean, I still have frags in my frag tank from the last show I went to. One day I'll be brave enough to move them out, but
Nice. Okay, so on that note, you're just talking about frag. So quick question. Like, I know historically people generally think of MACNA as more of a hardware show, but there's also a lot of coral and frags as well, right?
oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's you will go home with more frags than you wanted to go home with, and you're going to have to go apologize to your budget when you're done. As long as you've got space to bring them home, because we've got dozens of vendors just of all different types. So it really is not a hardware show. I mean, we've heard that story year over year. Mm-hmm. It is the place where many of our exhibitors love to go and showcase their new products, especially get them out before maybe they've rolled them out to the mass media and really get some first person interaction with consumers and understand what they may like or dislike about those things. But it's also a great place for just you to go and go shopping as well. So. Mm-hmm.
Just a quick shout out, Lisa. Thank you for the $5 super chat. That's now in the Coral Fund for MACNA. So just on a quick note, if any of you guys are not in the US, I did do a video a month or so ago, probably on traveling with coral. So it's a good one if you're wondering how you actually get your corals home from the show. So especially going cross borders, it might be a good one for some of you guys to check out later. Now, okay, so you can buy corals. Can you buy product and hardware at the show as well?
Absolutely, yeah. Yep. One wonderful thing that has happened in the last 10 years is we all have squares. So everybody can buy things just right on the show floor, mm-hmm. and it's super easy to just make a transaction. It's not as complicated as it used to be. So as long as your suitcase is big enough to take it home, it's probably for sale on the show floor. Or you can pre-order it. There's a lot of pre-order opportunities with our vendors. So mm-hmm. You get on the list, you may get involved in a beta. I mean, I know I've been involved in a couple of Kickstarters over the years of different groups that I've met at MACNA, and it's a way to get on that inside track too.
Nice. Okay, so a couple other questions. I know there's also the banquet. So can you tell me more about the banquet and like what it's all about?
Yeah, so aside from the exhibit floor, we have two great events that are included with the full conference passes, or you can buy them a la carte if there's only one that you like or dislike. Mm-hmm. And we do a reception on Friday night, and then on Saturday night is our MACNA Saturday night banquet. And that is where our MACNA Award winners are announced. So we give away the MACNA Award and the Aquarist of the Year Awards. There's actually two awards that we give away, or not give away, but we award.
Reward for you.
During that banquet. And during that banquet, we will have a keynote presentation. And this year's keynote presentation is Dr. Charlie Vera. So if you've read Corals of the World and you have that Bible on your bookshelf, you know exactly where that is. And he has a new book this year. And so he's working on exploring a little bit about that. We're going to be shoving out a few promotions along that line about his new book and how that's going to tie into the presentation. But really, we're talking to our barrier reef, our Great Barrier Reef, just God, when we're having this keynote presentation. I can't believe we were able to get a speaker that is this renowned for our 30th year. I mean, we pulled out all the stops with all 30 of our speakers. So many of these speakers are people that you don't see at MACNA every year. You don't see speaking at a lot of these conferences year over year. They're going to be bringing some really unique content and things that they're publishing new and now that are changing the way we're approaching how we're collecting and how we're acting sustainably and how we're keeping our little glass box at home ethically. So
Oh, that's awesome. Quick question, just so I want to answer in the chat. They're asking if you can take Reef hardware home in
Oh, go
your
ahead.
hand luggage on the airplane. Generally, hardware and stuff is fine. It's only live stuff where there's usually issues, and that usually comes down to either like CITES, which you're importing to the country, or if it's the water volume. The liquid's usually the bigger thing in my experience. So hardware, you shouldn't really have any issues with that. So Joanne, you were just talking about a bunch of the talks and speakers and stuff. So I really geek out on these, so I'm kind of excited. Now, I think this year, I know you guys have 30 different speakers, which is huge. That is insane amounts of information, and it's probably going to be hard to decide which ones to pick and go to. But so is there any like highlights or any kind of things for all the speakers that you want to dig into, or any? I don't know. Tell me more about that.
Well, one great thing about us having so many speakers is we've got a different topic for everybody. So I certainly hope I don't hear anybody saying, gosh, I looked at the speaker list and there really just isn't something for me, because if so, we tried. Kevin really tried to make sure that there was every type of speaker included in MACNA this year that we could possibly have. And actually, we've got an app dedicated to MACNA, so you can go download it in your app store in iOS or Google Play. And from that app, you'll have the entire list of speakers and their schedule. So you can go through and in the app, select which ones you want to and then you go through and it'll give you little reminders. Hey, your speaker presentation is coming up in 15 minutes. You better wander over there, and that kind of stuff. So that way you can see the ones that you want to see. And we're going to work on pushing samples of their content over into there and get that going. Yep. And I might be able to actually load up what it looks like on my phone if I can find it. But
I just discovered the app last week, so that will actually be handy. That'll be very handy.
Yeah, it's super
nice
handy.
Purple.
And purple, yeah. We got to go with our themes, but.
Very nice, very nice. I'm honestly going to be torn. I'm like, which talk do I go to when? It's going to be, it's going to be the hard part for so many good talks. Okay, so there's going to be tons of education, tons of different talks. So if you guys...
we did try to...
Hey, Kevin. Okay, so there's going to be tons and tons of talks. Now, you also did mention there's going to be some workshops as well.
Yes, yeah, and workshops and meetup groups is probably a better way to put it. There's a couple workshops that some of our sponsors are putting together. So we have a workshop room, and we also have a meetup room on the MACNA show floor, or not on the show floor, but it's within the conference center. So when you come in and register, we'll have speaker rooms, and we've got a meetup room and a workshop room. And there's a couple scheduled workshops in the workshop room, and we also have meetups in our meetup area. And the meetups are really neat because they aren't, I mean, they're part of the MACNA schedule and they're on the MACNA schedule in the app, but these are the meetups that are organized by us. They're organized by hobbyists. Anybody was able to just raise their hand and say, hey, I want to have a meetup at MACNA. So we've got organizations like the Las Vegas Valley Reef Keepers are having their club meeting there. We're having a meetup among seahorse keepers. There's a meetup among people that are interested in learning more about working in the aquarium industry, more in the professional aquarium industry, not the hobbyist LFS aquarium industry. And a couple about aquarium photography, and really just a whole gamut of all these little special niche, nuance interest groups where you can just drop in, meet some people that there's swap some ideas, and just kind of hand out your digital business card in a way and make friends that you're going to be probably stalking for years to come.
Very cool. Okay, now earlier I think I heard you mention cuttlefish. That there's a meetup for cuttlefish?
There's actually a speaker presentation about
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool. So anyone could just go, if they're on there, they can go check it out and figure that out, or go learn about cuttlefish if they want. All the different meetups.
Yes.
It's very cool. I've never had a cuttlefish, but they look pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's an individual in my club that's actually keeping some, and so I've been watching her and being like, oh my God, they're super cute. Side note.
No, that's very cool. Okay. So venue. Okay. So it's going to be at the Westgate Hotel and Casino. if some of you guys see my video, you know I was there a couple months ago. Very nice hotel. I mean, huge area, conference rooms, everything's literally just down the hall. It's extremely close, convenient, which is gonna make life awesome when you're down there.
Yeah. What did you think of the remodel while you were there?
I didn't
Is
know
it
it was a remodel. It was nice though. It was gorgeous. Yeah,
nice?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. The
Yeah.
rooms are awesome. The conference rooms are massive. That area when I was shooting the video down there, actually, it was they're setting up for a volleyball tournament or something, and it was just like courts and courts and courts, just massive area. It's gonna be amazing how many vendors and stuff are gonna be packed into that space.
Yeah, absolutely. So the reason why I mentioned the remodel is the Westgate. So Macna's at the Westgate Resort and Casino. It's at kind of at the end of the strip. It's actually at
Hmm.
the end, not quite the last stop on the monorail, but towards the end of the monorail trail.
Hmm.
And down. I honestly, I need to put in my mind which way is north and which way is south in Vegas, but on on the end. And so we've designed all of our MACNA activities to be within the one hotel. So we're not going to be going out for the Friday night reception to a different building or going out to a different building for a banquet. Everything is within the same resort. So
That's
Friday
easy.
night we head out to the pool. We get to lock it out and just have MACNA people at the pool
Hmm.
and have some great entertainment. And Saturday we're all in the same place. So it is our home base,
Hmm.
and there's nothing better than rolling out of your room at 9:30 in the morning, wandering down the exhibit hall, well, maybe stopping and getting breakfast on your way down, and then wandering into the exhibit hall, grabbing a few things, hitting a speaker, crawling back up to your room because, I don't know, it's noon and you needed to take a nap, and just kind of keeping it all in one place. And we don't have to go out and travel all the way across. You might miss something. You might get stuck in traffic. Traffic
Hmm.
on the street gets a little crazy.
Yeah.
Or pay for a lift back and forth all the time.
Yeah,
That's
I appreciate not having to pay for taxis or Ubers or anything else, and it all being so close and convenient. That does go a long way, at least for me, because I'm like, it'd just be a pain if you had a taxi every day. On that note, one thing that's not under the roof, but pretty awesome, check out the Shark Reef at Mandalay Bay.
Mhm.
Anybody that's going gets a
Anybody that's
discount.
going can enter for $5 off. So we actually we called up the organizers and at Shark Reef and said, hey, we've got a whole bunch of fish people coming in to Vegas, and we wanted to make sure that they have the best experience they can. So we negotiated even better than local rates. So the locals, Las Vegas locals, if they show their ID, they get to get into the Shark Reef for $20. We get to get in with our MACNA badge for $15.
Nice.
So that's a super sweet deal. Go see the
Mhm.
Shark Reef, and you can take the monorail straight from the hotel all the way down there to check that out.
Oh, perfect. That's easy.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. And you don't have to pay for the overpriced room rates down at the Mandalay Bay. You can come down and hang out at the Westgate with us with our really cool MACNA room rates, where like during MACNA, the room rates are $114 a night.
Hmm.
And if you stay early, the couple days prior, it's only $50 a night. And there's no resort fees or any of those hidden secret fees that all of these hotels are advertising, these super low room rates. But when you hit checkout, you're like, oh, gee, look, it's like $60 more expensive now that I've decided to actually tell you I want to buy. So
Hmm.
that's why you need to book through us. And the only way to get that rate is through the MACNA website. So you
Hmm.
go to macna.org/stay.
Yep.
And then when you book through there, that's how you're going to get around that resort fee
Hmm. That
mentality.
that's got me before when I go to Vegas. They're like, "What are all these extra fees at the end?" It's like resort fee and this, and I'm like, "What?" That's
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, it's kind of nice. It's all included, so there's no surprise fees. You pay it, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Nope, very cool. So yeah, the location I thought was actually really good when I was down there. I'm stoked to saw it on one roof. I'm excited to be going. I know a lot of people in the chat are probably on their way to coming. I
They
see
gotta be.
Michael and Reefing with O and a few other people, other YouTubers I know are definitely in. So it's going to be kind of exciting to meet up. For me too, one of the cool things going to shows is all these people you interact with and talk to online. You get to go meet each other in person and hang out, which is a really cool thing. So the community aspect is another big kind of plus that I see of going to a lot of these shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
I mean, I've made lifelong friends going to MACNAs in the past. You know, people that I've only interacted with here and there. I just met up with them, realized that we want to walk the floor the same way and we want to go to all the same speakers. Suddenly I've got a buddy and now we just like randomly send each other pictures of our tanks for no reason whatsoever and go across the US to go hang out for a weekend just to help somebody do a remodel or whatever we do because we're crazy. So
It's a good excuse. Why not, right?
yeah, I think the only time I travel is for hobby related things anymore. I'm pretty sure my spouse thinks I'm
That's fair. That's what the whole point of going to shows are, so you can geek out without worrying about it. Someone's just asking how much are tickets at the door?
Yeah, so at the door you can either purchase whole weekend or daily rates. Daily rate starts at $20, so it's this. I mean, pretty much the same as what you normally would do, and that gets you into the exhibit floor. If you want to include the speakers and the workshops and all of the education activities that we have throughout the day, then that's $35 for the day at the door.
Okay, perfect. Just throw this one up. If anyone hasn't bought tickets yet, $10 off for weekend pass with the code MACNADudes10. So if you haven't used it yet, get yourself an extra $10 off.
Yep, and that weekend pass is the speaker included weekend pass. So that's your full Smart Swan.
Okay, excellent. So a little extra bonus if any of you guys haven't picked up tickets yet. And actually just another bit of fun since the MACNA spirit. On Instagram, I do have a giveaway that ends in a couple days. So if you guys haven't entered that, giving away a pair of weekend passes. And I think we might do one more giveaway after the stream. So when the video is done, comment in the video description. You have to wait till the video's over to make the comment kind of persist. But if you guys enter it, just tell me why you want to go to MACNA, why you wanted some passes, and what's the date today? It is the 25th, so let's say the 31st, end of the month, then I'll give away another pair of weekend passes. So extra way to win. So make sure you guys comment out the video when it's finished, when it's over, and let me know why you want to win or why you want to go to Vegas. Check out MACNA. And yeah, randomly pick one of the comments to win. And thanks for that link to the Instagram one as well, Lisa. Okay, so with MACNA, is there any other really cool things happening that we haven't talked about yet?
Oh, Kevin, is there anything fun that we need to talk about?
There's so many fun things, and
That has pretty fun.
sorry, it's really like I only see most of the people I see at MACNA just at MACNA, and the most fun thing for me is, you know, it's you go to the banquet, you go to the Friday night reception, and you know, you mentioned like if you arrive on Wednesday night, I don't go to bed until Thursday morning at 5 a.m. Because I just want to talk to everyone, and you fall asleep talking about
Oh, hey, Kevin, maybe kill your...
most protein skimmer that uses a venturi is the most coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
You know, or like, what kind of fatty acids do you feed to your plankton while you're doing, you know, and you can't have, like Joanne mentioned, you can't have, but your other fishy, crazy friends are at MACNA, and the community feeling is the best thing for me. So, and we try to incorporate that community feeling into everything now. So we're trying to that these subsets of our marine aquarium industry are out there, whether you are have a temperate water tank, or whether you are like there's a cuttlefish talk, whether you're breeding seahorses. We're trying to and going with this year and going forward too, you can bring the significant others, you can bring the families, and unfortunately I'm breaking up, but Joanne can take it off from there, but we'll try to.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, maybe just turn off your video. So your audio is a bit choppy. Just kill the webcam. There you go.
More video. Bye-bye.
All right.
It's going to fish mode.
Yeah, back to fish mode. All right, you should be good now.
Yeah, I think that last thing Kevin was working on is MACNA's a family event. So while we all get to geek out with our fish friends, right? The great thing about the location is there's a lot of things for the family to do. So you can bring the wife along, you bring the kids along. We have a whole Kids Cove experience that we're designing, which is the first thing this year that our board is super excited about, with touch tanks, and we're getting some educators in from Orange County and that do this professionally and help engage children and get them to really just spark that scientific interest in learning more. So we're going to have a lot of different educational activities for children as well, just within that education area at MACNA. So got some things for the family, got some things for the kids. You can show the wife the pool.
Very cool. Yeah, she can go suntan for a bit. She can wander
Right?
around, look at all the tanks, and be inspired to let you
Yeah.
buy more
I mean,
stuff.
we all know Vegas in September is probably 110 degrees, but the air conditioning always works.
Yep.
So,
And there is a nice pool outside. Go for a
mhm.
dip.
Yep.
Michael, shh, don't tell my wife she can come. She's gonna come crash your party, Michael. You can bring your daughter. She can go play and poke all the starfish. You know, be good. Good educational.
Yeah, and anybody under 18 is free. So the kids get in for free. All they got to do is show up and say, "Hey, I'm under 18 and I'm with him," and we'll give you a wristband. You're good to go.
Oh, good to know. Awesome. So it is totally family. Kids are free. That is awesome. The touch thing, I didn't even know about that. That's something I just learned too. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and I suppose the last most important thing, well, not most important thing, but the last important thing that people always get involved in, and maybe to their dismay get involved in, is all the raffles. So exhibitors love to donate things to our raffle. It's really a great fundraising thing to help us cover the cost of operating MACNA, because I mean, you can imagine it. But we've got our grand prize raffle, which is the trip for two to Fiji. That is a pretty traditional MACNA giveaway item, and I don't know anybody that would say no to a trip to Fiji for 7 days, or it's a week. I think it's, you get your travel out of California, you go in and back, and you've got activities that while you're there. And that raffle will be given away during the Saturday night banquet.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Very
And
cool.
and then we'll have raffle drawings 2 times per day. So you will be able to get your raffle tickets and put them into the items that you want, and we'll have hundreds of different raffle items. So you could be going home. I one time at MACNA, I think I won 80 pounds of sand, which was pretty fun to take home on the plane. But there's tons of things that you can win at the raffle that are perfect for you. And all the funds from the raffle goes back towards MASNA. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, so it all goes towards the good things that we're doing at MASNA that help educate and share experiences and help make positive impacts on our world and our hobby.
No, that's awesome. I love that. It's awesome you guys give back to the hobby, to the oceans, the reach, everything as well. All right, I have to ask this one, Kevin. Seahorse Whisperer is asking the story behind the hat.
All right, I'll try this. And I've turned off my video, so let me know if you can hear me. So my first MACNA was MACNA 2010, and I happened to be traveling, and I had the hat. And no one knew me then, so I decided to wear it one day on the showroom floor. I joined the MASNA board. And so it just became this thing where, if they wanted to find me, they just looked for the hat, because, historically the reception wasn't very good in the speaker rooms. And as things went for cat, and so I might as well bring it with me to MACNA, because it's just pretty cool and outrageous anyways, and then that way people can find me. So if I'm on the showroom floor, look for the hat. You can come say hi. I might be at the MACNA 2018 booth, or the MASNA booth, or somewhere running around. So if you guys see it, it's actually my work hat. So a couple of people have seen me as a marine biologist professionally out in the field. The sun is bearing down on you. You're up to your waist in soupy salt water. You're dragging, a great thing to have. And so it's actually, a purpose, has a real purpose, but I also wear it at MACNA, and it's a fun little thing too. I can put all my buttons on it. And that's another thing I think we'll hit on here in a second, is all the button-ons. And empty buttons, and it's just weighing back and forth and bouncing around. And last year, my fellow board members of MASNA got me a huge button that says, "Hello, I'm Kevin. Have you seen my hat?" But it's a 4-inch button, right?
Nice.
You can't miss the hat, and you can't miss the button. So
that's awesome.
Seahorse Whisperer. Yeah, it's not really a cowboy hat, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's somewhere in between. I got it in California when I lived in Southern California, so I call it a California hat.
It's definitely a California hat.
That's awesome. So there you go. We got the hat is the homing beacon to find Kevin. So if you want to find him, go say hi. Look for the giant hat. You're golden. So okay, another question from Michael. Any pro tips for a first-time visitor to MACNA that want to make sure they see everything?
I would say make sure that you plan that you get the full weekend pass and you stay all 3 days. Either get the weekend pass or the full conference pass. I mean, if I would get the full conference pass because then you've seen it all. You don't feel like you're missing out on anything with the reception and the Saturday night banquet. But that 3 days allows you to take it in little bites because it's too much. If you try to do it all in one day, you're just going to be exhausted. You're going to feel like you ran through the floor, and you're going to go home saying, gosh, I wish I had talked to that guy, or I wish I'd seen that thing. I mean, you'll get sucked into things like Kevin suggested the button hunt with all of his buttons, right? So all of our exhibitors are invited to get buttons with their logos on it, and then you run around, you collect them all, and then you come back to us, and we have an extra raffle where once you collect 30 buttons, you go back, you check in, you get a raffle ticket for the day, and you can win something random.
That's kind of fun.
Go get your swag and turn it in, and you can do that each day. So there's a ton of every day. There's a fun, new, engaging thing to do on the exhibit floor that you're gonna wish you didn't miss if you weren't there the whole time.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot going on. So definitely you're probably going to eat up those 3 days without even thinking about it.
Right. And you got to schedule some time in for naps. I think naps are important. So if you need to take a nap in the middle of the day, you still have tomorrow. And that's 3 days.
That's for the plane ride home.
Yeah, Kevin just reminded me that our full conference passes are almost sold out. So now is the time to get them. That if you're going to do it now, because once we put in our final order with the hotel, and we decide they're sold out. It's not really decide, they sell out, but then you just get to do the weekend. So
okay, no, that's fair. Got mine booked. I'm safe. Yes. All right, guys. If there's any other questions you guys have in the chat, let me know. In the process of making a schedule of the speakers I want to see in workshops. I want to go. It's going to be a lot of shows, a lot of workshops, a lot of speakers, and you're going to have to pick, which ones you want to see the most because it is like jam packed. So the 30 speakers, I don't know. I totally geek out. Like afterwards, I always watch all the video talks on YouTube and stuff. So it's going to be awesome to actually go see a bunch in person.
Yeah, and I mean the downside is you're probably going to have to do an Apple kind of a, I don't know, one. I really want to do this one and that one. And maybe that's where your friends come in and say, "Hey, you go to the
speakers." I try to make,
and I'll go to the one at 10.
But the speakers, I try to make it so it was a basic talk next to an advanced talk. So if you're a hobbyist who wants to, just starting off, you can go to those basic tracks, intermediate or basic. So it's up to you guys. And I tried to make them so the same person wouldn't be interested in both, but still, yeah, with so many people, so many wonderful people, excuse the background noise, speaking, that you have to unfortunately decide, but waste for 30 years.
No, that's good planning. I appreciate that.
Yeah, just one other thing I was thinking about how we're giving back to the community, right? We local fish store employees, owners, managers can get a free MACNA pass, right? So it's so hard for them to leave their stores. We know that it's tough, but important that our local fish stores are well educated and involved in the hobby as well as much as we are, because they love to be out there and we want them to have the best equipment on their floors. So we give all local fish stores free retail passes. All they have to do is fill out the form on our website, and then we send them a code, free pass. All they got to do is find a way to Vegas.
I already talked to one of my LFSs into going. Yeah, right? So no, that's an awesome promotion. I don't know. I'm trying to talk everyone into going. It's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait. It's gonna be good. Something else I saw scroll past, but I don't know where it went. So yeah, any other question, guys? Let me know. For buying hardware and stuff in the UK, yeah, I don't see any reason why you couldn't bring that back. I mean, corals and live stuff would be the only thing I'd see an issue with. Oh yeah, someone was also asking when MACNA is. It's September 7th to 9th. That's at the Westgate Hotel in Las Vegas.
Yep, and you can find all the information at macna.org.
Okay, perfect.
MACNA.
.org. And I will put that link in the description of this video once we're finished as well, so make it nice and easy for everybody. All right, I think we covered all the bases. Hopefully we answered all the questions.
One would hope.
One would hope. If not, let me know the questions after, and we'll go back to and answer it. So we'll catch up. If you guys want to win some tickets, I'm going to do a little contest on this starting at the end of the month. At the end of the month, I'm going to do the draw, so on the 31st. Until then, once this video ends, not in the live chat, but the chat after, leave a comment, tell me why you want to win some tickets, then you'll be entered. Super easy, and I'm just going to use a random comment picker in next week, and someone's going to get some free passes. All right, guys. Joanne, Kevin, thank you guys so much for coming on today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. We're super excited.
Thank you, Devin.
Okay, thanks so much, guys, and I will see you guys all at MACNA.